Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Joe. Today we're going to be comparing the differences and kind of likeness of the Bear Creek Arsenal BC9 and the Century Arms WASR M 9mm. This is going to be a fun video. Let's check it out.
Gotta come see me. Okay.
Like I said, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm really excited to kind of test this out. First of all, it gives you an update on what I think of this Bear Creek Arsenal BC9 9mm blowback rifle. Bear Creek Arsenal sent this rifle out to me about a month and a half ago, and I've been starting to tinker with it. Now, I have a confession to make. I unfortunately had to sell my AR-15 just because I had some bills coming up, guys, and money's kind of tight, so I had to look at what I shoot mostly, and I don't shoot guns in 5.56 because ammo is a little bit more expensive than I care to admit, so I'm shooting a lot more 9mm. I've started to convert a lot more to a 9mm PCC. This Bear Creek Arsenal right now, I took everything that was on my BRN-15 I got over from Brownells, and I converted over here. So now this Bear Creek Arsenal, along with sporting a Gideon Optics Advocate 1X Prism optic, this thing is the bee's knees. We're gonna have a full review on this coming up. I have the Strike Industries AR-15 grip. We have a Geisley Super Dynamic Combat flat face trigger. It is awesome. I love this Geisley trigger. And we have some Magpul rare covers, and I have a QD sling attached. We're gonna get a sling for this gun. So I took this to the range after I kind of swapped everything out before I sold my AR, and then decided, hey, I'm gonna put all these parts in here, and this thing, oh, it's just dead sexy. I love this gun. Right now I'm about at the 500 round count mark with this gun. It is really fun to shoot. I've had zero issues with it, no malfunctions at all, which I'm pretty happy about. Bear Creek Arsenal, guys, make some really great stuff. I have a link in the affiliates page if you want to pick one of these up. These things are going for about like 500 bucks right now. So check them out. If you check out the weekly sales through Bear Creek Arsenal, you could probably get it even cheaper. But I decided I wanted to compare it against a similar 9mm blowback with the Century Arms WASR M 9mm. Let's check out some shooting footage, and we'll get this video started. So at their core, they're both 9mm, 16. Well, this is 17.5 inch. This is a full 16 inches, I believe. Same size rifles, so you're gonna get about the same velocity out of the 9mm. Their blowback design. This has a little bit different recoil system than this, but they're both blowback 9mm rifles. I will say, just by holding them, the AK is generally going to be a heavier gun, but since I have a lot of other attachments on this, and the Midwest Industries triangle side folder stock, it's all made of, you know, aluminum and metal and all that good stuff. It's still, the AK is heavier, but this does have a lot more attachments on it. So I started to shoot them hand by hand. They both were shooting, you know, flawlessly. Then I decided, as you can see in the shooting footage, I tried a couple different magazines, and they were still not having any similar issues. So let's get down to what I noticed when I was shooting both these guns. So when I was shooting the 8K, obviously it's a little bit heavier. The recoil impulse is almost nothing. We were shooting the same magazines I shot in the Bear Creek Arsenal. I shot the same ammo, some Monarch 115 grain ammo that I picked up over at Academy. So I was shooting the same exact ammo. Accuracy wise, I just think just because how the Bear Creek Arsenal is designed, that the Bear Creek Arsenal is a little bit more accurate. Yes, this is bone stock. This now has a Geisley trigger and it has a 1x prism optic on it. So one thing I would recommend if you're kind of deciding between both, this has a AKM side rail attachment, so you can put a red dot mount on there that goes over the dust cover. I would get an optic on the WASR M immediately, just so you can definitely kind of shoot a little bit more accurate. With the Gideon Optics Advocate, this gun is a tack driver. I seriously want to sign up for a USPSA PCC match and shoot this gun with it, because this thing is driving nails. All right, especially now that I can get an even better grip with adding the Magpul rail covers, and I changed the grip out from, I did have a Reptilia grip on here. Now that I have the Strike Industries grip, which is probably one of my favorite grips next to like a Magpul MOE Plus. Those are two of my favorite grips, but this Strike Industries grip is just awesome. I don't know what else I want to do to this gun at the moment, but right now this thing is running 100%. Getting the chance to shoot it against an AK, obviously you have an AR Mechanics versus an AK Mechanics operating system. They're both blowback guns. They're both relatively, this one being a little bit cheaper, just because, again, you can get these for about $3.99. This is about $4.99 to $500, depending on the sales Bear Creek is running. They're similarly priced, and they're both going to drive from the same operating action. There are some differences, though. Accuracy was not as good as this. Granted, yes, I do have a 1x prism optic on here. And then I also, you can see from the shooting footage that I decided, okay, everyone says SMG mags are kind of trash, they don't work, and these are KCI mags, sorry, KCI mags. I've had no issues with these mags. Tried it in this gun, and I've tried it in that. But if you see some shooting footage as well, I decided to shoot some more black belt ammunition, 135 grain jacketed hollow point, through the Bear Creek Arsenal BC9. Check out how it performs. As you can see from there, it performed no issue at all, no failure to feeds, nothing of that. So it feeds the ammunition that I carry in my personal gun. Now, the best part about both these rifles is that they're both taking Glock mags. A lot of my guns that I carry on a regular basis carry a Glock mag, so I can have a perfect pair. Now, there's one downside to both these guns. The weight, and they're both side charging, but again, they're long. If I had pistol configurations of both, it'd be a better perfect pair, but I prefer a rifle configuration anyway, just because I don't want to deal with the brace stuff. I think it's unconstitutional what they're doing with the pistol brace stuff. Everyone's kind of like, oh, apparently they're good now. Courts say they're good, but down the road, they're going to probably come back for it, so I'm kind of gearing my way. I'm already working on an SBR, so 9mm rifles are definitely a fun time to bring to the range, and they have multi-purpose uses. But let's get into some pros and cons between the two rifles. When you're trying to decide between a Bear Creek Arsenal BC9 and the Century Arms WASR M, I'm trying to pick up both rifles, price, as in any comparison video I've done on this channel, price is pretty much the deciding factor. There's other factors that go in between any gun that you're trying to decide between, but price is typically going to be the most contributing factor. Like I said, you can get these right now between Aim Surplus, Atlantic Firearms, or Center Fire Systems, any of those places, for around $399, $400 at the present moment. Bear Creek Arsenal right now is selling these for about $499 to $500, depending on what you get. Now, the downside to the Bear Creek Arsenal, you literally get this. You don't get any special. It's just mil spec everything. You get the 16-inch barrel, and then you get no stock. So you have to find a stock that takes 1913 pick rails, and it doesn't come with a mag. That's one of the ways they're trying to keep the cost down on it. With this, you don't get. Again, this has some upgrades that Walter Keller from Safety Harbor Firearms installed on the gun for letting me borrow this, but you're going to get a mag with this. They're both probably going to come with either an SMG or a KCI mag. Sometimes they'll come with a mag pole, depending on whatever they decided to throw in there at the time, what they had at the factory. So they're both taking Glock mags, but again, with the Bear Creek Arsenal, you will have to source a magazine and a stock. So that's just going to add probably another, call it $175, depending on what stock you can go with. This one, again, it's an AK. It doesn't have a lot of aftermarket support, as in something like an AR9 variant. They're both right side charging, so you're going to have the same charging mechanics as both. So if you're used to shooting AKs and you're used to doing one of these deals where you under the firearm and rack it, you can do that. And then with the same thing with the Bear Creek, you get the AR mechanics of the safety and all that, but then you can do the same thing under the rifle and rack the bolt back, and you're ready to go. Now, with this taking AKM parts, I would believe that you could probably, if you wanted to swap out like the trigger in this to get a ALG Defense, which is Geisley parent company, so you can get a Geisley trigger in this gun, just like I put a Geisley trigger in this gun. So again, you can get a upgraded trigger. CMC makes drop-in AK triggers. I don't know if they're I don't know how reliable they are. I've never tested a drop-in AK trigger on something like this, but you can trick them out. They're about the same price point, and again, they're shooting 9mm out of a Glock magazine. So it has a lot of pros. Now, again, the only cons that I'm seeing so far is that the weight on an AK, obviously, it's going to be heavier. Sling attachments aren't going to be as prevalent as, say, something on an AR9 variant like this, where you can get QD on pretty much everything. Yes, you can get some stocks maybe that where you're able to get QD, but you're going to be sticking with a traditional AK type sling. This doesn't have a side folder, that one does. So it's kind of, what are you looking for? This has a little bit better for storage, since you can side fold the stock. They're blowback guns, so you know they're probably going to suppress well. Both these guns are able to take a wide variety of mags. They're able to both shoot hollow point ammunition or defensive loads very well. So at the end of the day, what are you gonna go with? I think it's no secret, guys. I think you would know. I'd probably go with the BC9 just because I have this rifle now configured exactly the way I had my old AR-15 that I really like shooting. So now with the Strike Industries pistol grip, the Geisley trigger, the rail covers on here, it has the ability for QD on all points between the stock and the rail. This Gideon Optics Advocate, oh my gosh. If you want to pick one of these up, make sure you use code JOJUICE, save 10% off right now at Gideon Optics. This thing is such a fun optic to use. I would recommend, if you guys are just looking for like a really good optic of great quality and the price isn't like outrageous, and again, you're able to save 10% with code JOJUICE, pick up the Advocate. Very accurate, easy to use. Sighting it in is so simple. Great brightness settings. You can actually, and it's an etched reticle in here too, so say if your battery dies, you're not going to lose your reticle because it's etched into the glass, which I really like. But yeah, I would go with the Bear Creek Arsenal, not just because they sent it to me. I haven't even done the full review on the BC9 yet from Bear Creek Arsenal, but if it was my money, I would buy that with my own money. The WASR M, I would still buy this with my own money, but if I had to choose between the two, this is a little bit more money, but again, I have more options when it comes to customability. I don't have all the same customizations I could do with an AR with an AK. The price, these are a little bit more affordable. Again, they're gonna take the same magazines, they're gonna take the same ammunition. The weight is a little bit heavier than I care to use, and I could probably get polymer furniture, but it's an AK. Really, do you want to do polymer furniture on an AK? You want the wood, all right? You want the nice wood to give it a little bit more heft. Recoil on both these guns are nothing. I still would go with the Bear Creek Arsenal, but that is the comparison for today, guys. If you like this video, please do me a favor, smash the comments down below and make sure you let me know if you think I'm wrong, B, you agree with me, or C, you would recommend other guns to probably compare against the Bear Creek Arsenal BC9. I don't have one in my possession, but I would love to compare the BC9 to something like a CMMG 9mm Descent rifle. It's the same, not the same operating system, but it's a recoilless system, a bufferless system. I would want to add 2 bufferless systems, or like a SIG MPX. I am not paying the MPX pricing right now on rifles. They're god-awful heavy, and it's just they have some reliability issues, but I would love to try and compare the BC9 to a 9mm Descent from CMMG. I've shot those guns before. They're really fun to shoot. Amazing quality. You guys have CMMG on the podcast before. Mike from CMMG is a buddy of mine. Maybe one day I can get one in, or I can save up the shekels to buy them, and I'll buy a Descent to kind of go head-to-head between the BC9 and the CMMG Descent. But I'd go with the Bear Creek Arsenal. And if you want to pick up any of this stuff that you see in the video, please check out the affiliates page. You can get coupon codes, discount codes. I do write blog posts over there from time to time now to kind of let you guys know if I see any cool deals or my progress with certain projects that I'm doing on the channel. Please check it out. It's Boss Media Solutions. It's going to be the first link in the description. But then that's where also you can get like the links to kind of help support the channel as well. Also, if you subscribe, if you're not subscribed, obviously, subscriber numbers, we want to hit our 5,000 subscriber goal for this year. And if you want to also kind of, you know, support us even more, channel memberships are available. On the right hand corner of the screen, there's that join button. $2.99 a month to get early access content, direct access to me. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten from you guys over the past 5-6 years I've been doing this channel. And stay safe, stay shooting. I love you guys. Peace.